Hello, beautiful truth seekers. Welcome in or welcome back to the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today is going to be part 2 to the video that I posted yesterday titled Pluto Retrograde, Important Transformational Energies. In the last video, I ended the video and my intentions were to just take a break and come back and do cards. When I walked away from the table last night, I had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to just give that some time and that I should pull cards today instead. So I let my body rest because the energy was so intense yesterday. I mean, by the time I went to bed, I was like, whew, I had to do some deep breathing exercises to release the energy. It was just really intense energy. And I did not sleep hardly at all last night. So I decided to give myself a break and come back today to finish the part 2 for Pluto Retrograde, Important Transformational Energies. So today I've got a little bit of a plan. There's a couple things that I want to go over before we start the reading, some insights and synchronicities that I encountered today, and then we're going to pull some cards. So I wanted to really focus on what kind of questions I wanted to ask Spirit. And I came up with 4 pretty good, simple questions. But the thing about this is Pluto will be in retrograde for about 6 months. So we're going to have some time to dive into this shadow aspect and help resolve these shadow aspects of ourselves. We're going to have a little bit of time to do that. We don't want to rush the process. And I also feel that, shadow work, it's unique to every single person. No 2 people are exactly the same. So I feel like it might take quite a number of readings in order to find one that really, really sticks for you personally. And yeah, we've got some time to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to be focusing a lot of my energy on as far as readings go, is working with this Pluto retrograde energy. So if you didn't click the link yesterday for the article I found about Pluto retrograde, go click that. Check it out. It's really interesting. They do talk about the last time Pluto was in retrograde, which was back in the 1700s. So it's been quite a while. This is something you only see once in a lifetime, if that. So it's important transformational energy, and it's going to really, I feel it in my soul, it's going to really catapult us and really get us a level up really fast. So I'm super excited to work with this energy and focus on it and see, what kind of dark fears we can overcome, insecurities, lack of confidence. There's all kinds of self-limiting beliefs that we think, and everybody is going to challenge with their own unique self-limiting beliefs. And you know what they are. I mean, most people do know what they are. If you listen to your intuition, you can sense when you're in that energy. You can sense it not only in your mind, but in your body. You can sense when something is in resistance, right? So for me, here's an example. For me, one of my insecurities is lack of confidence in conflicting circumstances. So when I end up in conflicts, I tend to get really nervous, I'll shake, I'll back down. And that's something that I would personally like to overcome, and I think would level me up spiritually if I could learn this lesson. So you should know what your lesson is, I'm sure. A self-limiting belief can come in many different forms, but it all boils down to the same thing. All self-limiting beliefs boil down to a lack of trust. A lack of trust that what is happening is supposed to be happening, the lessons you're learning or you're supposed to be learning, and a lack of trust in the universe and God. So I feel with self-limiting beliefs, if we make it simple and focus on trusting God and the universe more in whatever we're going through, I think that's going to really help us ease our way into the fears of our deep subconscious. So a couple of things that I just want to talk about really quick before I pull some cards. Now, I've already prayed. I've already done my Palo Santo and my singing bowl. And the singing bowl today was normal toned. It was how it normally sounds. Yesterday, it was like screechingly loud. And a weird synchronicity about that is this morning when I got to work, I was on the phone with my boss, and she was driving in her car, and she was talking about some crazy things that have already happened in her morning, some challenges that she's already been going through early in the morning. But she ended up hitting some traffic in a tunnel. And while she was in that tunnel, I heard over the phone a loud screeching sound. It sounded exactly like my singing bowl. And she was like, on the phone, she's like, "What? Did you hear that? It sounded like a woman screaming." And there was no trucks in the tunnel. Everybody was pretty much standstill in traffic. There was nothing out of the ordinary, yet this screeching sound resonated through the tunnel. So that was an interesting synchronicity. And then all day today, too, I was hearing that song in my head. One is the loneliest number. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. But it wasn't one, it was two in my head. So it was two is the loneliest number. And it kept playing over and over and over in my head. And it was really just that one sentence, two is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. So I don't know what that means. I know that two is really important and significant to this Pluto retrograde. Not only is Pluto going into retrograde on May 2nd, but we discovered with the 12th house card and the high priestess associated with the number 2 in tarot, there's a lot with the number 2 going on right now. And I would like to read you something that I found on the interwebs about the number 2. So the number 2 life path number, if you don't know how to do your life path number, go look it up and figure that out, because it'll change your life. I'm telling you. You get a good numerologist, they will tell you everything about yourself, and it will be like mind-blowing. So if you don't know your life path number, go check it out and research on it. But the number 2 I wanted to look up because it's been so reoccurring in this energy, this death energy, this transformational energy, Pluto retrograde energy, high priestess moon energy. So I looked up the symbolism of the number 2, and here we go. I'm just going to read this one part. I will put a link to this article in the comments section under this video, but the 2s in tarot is the high priestess, but on the high priestess card there are 2 pillars. And these pillars symbolize the duality of nature: light, dark, good, bad, birth, death, right? They are black and white in the high priestess card, and they represent duality of nature. So the mystical pillars and the veil. Seated between the white and black pillars of the mystic Temple of Solomon, the high priestess acts as the mediator between 2 worlds. This imagery speaks to those on the life path number 2, who often find themselves mediating between differing viewpoints or energies, striving to bring about peace and understanding. The embroidered veil behind her, featuring masculine palm leaves and feminine pomegranates, further signifies the integration of opposites, echoing the number 2's role in fostering unity and harmony. So that's yin-yang energy, the number 2. And I feel like it's going to be very significant in the reading that's coming. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of 2 energy in this reading. The duality of nature, life and death, birth and death. But anyway, one more thing. So I know that this is going to take a long time to really work through all this energy and make it more specific for my viewers. So what I want to do moving forward, today is going to be a general reading. I'm just going to ask some general questions to Spirit, and I really want to mingle, chat with this fox energy, this fox spirit guide. I feel like this spirit guide has a lot of wisdom to share, and so I want to call upon this spirit guide to come bring us some answers. But so today's reading is going to be general. I have a few really important questions that I want to ask. And then moving forward, working with the Pluto retrograde energy, I plan on either doing readings focused on life path numbers. So basically, I would ask Spirit, how is this Pluto retrograde going to affect life path number 2 or life path number 1, and do a reading based on that. Or I might do readings around astrological signs. I'm veering more towards life path numbers, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I might do some meditation on that and ask Spirit what Spirit would like me to focus on. But so yeah, today's going to be a general reading, and then moving forward, we'll see what happens. The future is uncertain. All right, let's get into it. Phoenix and the Fox. Phoenix and the Fox. I'm calling upon the spirit energy, the spirit guide of the fox. You came through in our reading the other night, and it felt like you had a lot to talk about, a lot to share, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. I would like to call upon you to help bring some clarity surrounding this Pluto retrograde. Please help and guide the reading tonight. Please help and guide the reading tonight. One more shuffle. One more shuffle. Spirit guide of the fox. Tell us about the Phoenix rising. Why is Phoenix rising here? Thank you. Protection. Tell us more. Why is the Phoenix here, please? Tell us about the Phoenix rising and Pluto retrograde. Tell us about Phoenix rising and the Pluto in retrograde, please. Tell us more about the Phoenix rising and the Pluto in retrograde, please. We got protection Protection against what? Protection against what, Spirit? Protection against what? Wow. Okay. So I asked Spirit Guide, why did the Phoenix Rising show up in the last reading? We got protection, growth, focus, and soulmate. So protection, I think what Spirit's trying to say here is that, in the last reading, we got safe travel. I feel like Spirit is letting us know that, as we dive into these spirit realms and explore other dimensions in our mind, in our meditation, that we are protected. And our growth, so we need to know that we are protected, and that during our growth, there's nothing to fear. Like, don't worry. Don't worry about facing your fears. You are protected. Just be sure to do some prayers and meditation before you do your shadow work. Ask for guidance and protection from your allies. But your growth is protected. It's going to be inevitable. And then we've got focus here. That's the number 24. And we are going to be having, this reminds me of Sagittarius energy, because we're going to be having a full moon in Sagittarius later this month. And then we've got soulmate here. When I think of a soulmate, look at this picture. You see how there are two hearts, but they're overlapped? That kind of reminds me about like integrating your own fractured soul. Like your internal and external integration. This feels like integration to me. It feels like we'll have protection during our growth as long as we focus on integration. Focus on integrating those parts of yourself that maybe you've ignored, those fears that maybe you've overlooked and didn't want to face, and push those boundaries so that you can overcome them. Yeah, beautiful. Focus on integration. Focus on integration. You're protected. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, the next question I want to ask is, what does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? So we know that the Phoenix is here because of protection during your growth as you focus on integration. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to open up and go into those dark places. You are definitely protected. What does the collective need to know? What else does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? What else does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? What else do we need to know about the Pluto retrograde? Yeah, do you remember when I was reading from that article yesterday? It said if you are a fixed sign, so that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are the fixed signs. And it said if you, it said for everyone to keep track of their birth chart and watch if you have any signs that are 2 degrees in the house, then you need to focus on when Pluto is going to hit that area of your chart, especially if you are a fixed sign. And it said to focus on 2 degrees. 2, again, another 2, which is High Priestess energy. What else does the collective need to focus on during this Pluto retrograde? What else do they need to know? One more shuffle. One more shuffle. Thank you, Spirit. What else does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? Calling upon the Fox Spirit Guide. Water. 4th house. Chiron. What else does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? We've got water, 4th house. I'll show you cards. Water. Water. That in the High Priestess is a water card. It's Pisces. Pisces. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There we go. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are water signs. And the number 2, the High Priestess, is water element. And then we have the Scorpio Scorpio lunar eclipse. Scorpio is a water element. And then we've got the 4th house here. The 4th house. The 4th house is family, home, roots. The planet for the 4th house is the moon. What? The planet for the 4th house is the moon. Okay? The 4th house is about emotional basis for fulfillment, domestic life. Emotional basis for fulfillment. Water is an emotional element. It represents deep emotions. What else does the collective need to know about Pluto? Emotions. This is talking about emotional things. And then we have Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. Focus on your wounding, your emotional wounding, your traumas. This guide is telling us that we need to focus on our emotions. That the sadness, it's not fun to focus on. It's not fun to face. But we have to be brave and face it so that we can work through it. And how we do that is by trusting in God, in the divine, that whatever happened to you, sorry, something just fell over there that kind of gave me the chills. But whatever happened to you was part of your destiny. I know it seems really insensitive. I mean, like, who would want to go through horrible things, right? But it's important for our evolution and our growth to go through these things. And I truly believe that, we come into these lives knowing that it's going to be hard. And we rise to the challenge because we know that the reward at the end of it is going to be well worth the fight. It helps you grow and spiritually evolve. I mean, think of a video game, right? The game gets harder the further you go along. So the more struggles and strife you have in this life, it just means it'll make you stronger if you choose to focus on it in the right ways. If you choose to go into your emotions and understand them more. The fourth house is about the moon. That's the deep subconscious. That is High Priestess. The fourth house's planet is the moon. Emotional basis for fulfillment. Water element. Emotions. Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer. Look at the the wing in this card is like cut in half, but in the center is a gem. If you are brave enough to go inward and focus on these woundings, these deep trauma, you're going to find a gem there. You're going to find a rare diamond, something that will be well worth what you went through to get it. And it'll bring so much joy and peace. And you'll be stronger from it. So the next time something emotional or challenging happens in your life, you are prepared spiritually. You'll be stronger and level up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this. I want to read from this little booklet these signs. Wow, the first page I opened up to was Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. Element, water. Ruler, the moon. Duh. The first page I opened up to was about Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon is going to be very, very important during these transitions, during this transitional period. The moon is, focus on the moon. Focus on its position in the sky and where it is in your chart. Where does the moon lie in your birth chart? What sign? Dive deep into the shadow sides of whatever that sign is that is ruled by your moon. I feel like you're going to find a lot of answers there. Oh, the Cancer is also the fourth house. It says here, Cancer, element, and look, there's like a bunch of pages before that, and I opened right up to Cancer. Cancer's element is water. Modality, cardinal. Polarity, receptive. Planetary ruler, the moon. Cancer rules the fourth house. Symbol, the crab, rules the fourth house. This soulful nurturer has a deep well of sensitivity and emotion. Its perspective and intuitive feelings pick up on the nuances of life. Cancer moves like the tides of the ocean in the phases of the moon. This healer is gentle, empathetic, and caring. Protection, growth, focus, integration. What else does the collective need to know about the Pluto retrograde? We've got water, the fourth house. Cancer is a water sign. The fourth house ruler is the moon. And it's talking about deep emotions and being empathetic and caring and gentle. Spirit wants you to be empathetic, caring, and gentle with yourself as you go inside and comfort those wounded aspects of yourself with Chiron here. Spirit is saying, be loving and kind to yourself, brave, but loving and kind as you navigate this darkness within you. We all have it. We all have the darkness. But we have spirit guides to help us through the darkness. We have these beautiful spirit guides to help us through the darkness. Everybody's got spirit guides. Call upon yours. Be brave and face those fears. You know, emotions that we express on the outside, like anger, frustration, or impatience, I mean, all those emotions, those are just the surface, right? If you go deeper down to the root of those emotions, you'll find lack of trust in God and the universe. I'm telling you, if you just try to realize that everything that's going on, everything that happens for a reason. God has a plan all the time, every time. And if you learn to just trust and have faith in the divine, you'll be so much happier as a person. When shitty things happen, you'll be like, let's dive into that. Let's find out why. Let's find out what lesson this is supposed to teach us. And some lessons will repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until they are learned. So the next time you feel a surface level emotion like anger, frustration, annoyance, impatience, jealousy, competition, any of those emotions, try to go a little bit deeper and find out, well, you know, if I'm frustrated with somebody, is it because of a lack of patience? And perhaps the lack of patience can stem back to childhood, some kind of situation that you may have gone through during your growth, your childhood growth. You know, only you can do that. Nobody else can do it for you. You can see a therapist and they can talk at your face all day long. But if you don't do the work on your own, nothing's ever going to happen. Nobody else can do the work for you. Only you can do the work for you. And you have to seek out the answers. You have to really want it. But man, it is so rewarding. You know, most people, when they say, you ask somebody, right? Oh, what do you want most in life? Right? Some people say money, some people say this, some people say that, but why would they want those materialistic things? Because they believe it would make them happy. So what everybody wants is happiness. Oh, I want a partner, I want a soulmate, I want to get married. Well, why do you want that? Because you believe it'll bring you happiness. But no one, not a single thing, not a single material thing or person in this world can bring you happiness. You have to have it within yourself first. So you got to go in. It's the only way. And then once you work through those parts of yourself and you find your inner joy, your inner happiness and peace and understanding of the universe at large, that's when you start manifesting things into your life. Things start changing. You know, it will always be a challenge. Life will always be a challenge, and that's why we're here. If there was no challenge, we wouldn't be here. We're in spiritual university. One of my favorite sayings is, I can't remember who said this one, but I love it. You can become a master surfer, be the best surfer in the entire world, but that doesn't mean the waves don't stop coming. That's just the nature of the universe. That's just the nature of the ocean. The waves keep coming. The challenges will keep coming. The difference is you'll be more prepared to handle it. It won't drag you down and stress you out so much. You'll still find joy and appreciation and gratitude because you know that those lessons are going to teach you something and make you stronger. And when you're stronger, you're happier. Stronger spiritually, happier. So let's read what this little book says about water. Earth, air, fire, water. The water card. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Water is the emotional and intuitive side of life. Intuition, right? The high priestess again. Water is the emotional and intuitive side of life. It governs the realm of feelings and sensitivity. It flows with poetic sensibility. Empathy and compassion are its qualities. Due to its receptivity, it is introspective, reflective, and gentle. Spirit wants you to be all those things for yourself. The bright side of water: nurturing, sensitive, artistic, intuitive, psychic, compassionate, empathetic, and romantic. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now let's read about the fourth house. Okay, the fourth house corresponds to Cancer and the moon. This is the house of the inner self. Whoa. This is the house of the inner self. Subjective perceptions, feelings, and intuition are its territory. Domesticity, family, home, and private life all reside here. The subject of nurturing and parenting can also be found in this area of life. The bright side of the fourth house: strong roots and foundation, strong inner awareness, healthy navigation of emotions. Beautiful, healthy navigation of emotions. Positive connection with home, family, and private life. The fourth house is the house of the inner self. Subjective perceptions, feelings, and intuition are its territory. Wow. I asked the guide, what else does the collective need to know? Well, here we go. You want that death and rebirth? You want that newness? You got to let go of old ways of thinking. You got to. Any kind of self-defeating thoughts need to go away. You need to work through those. I know I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. The way you work through that is by trusting in the universe, trusting in God, trusting in your guides, trusting in yourself, that it's all happening for a reason. Let's move on to Chiron, the wounded healer. You know, yesterday during it was kind of a reading. I didn't pull cards, but I definitely talked a lot. But in that reading, I talked about the number 47. and how the number 47 represents the sensitive healer, the lone healer. And then we've got Chiron coming out. So, I just got a visual. I just got a clear voyant image of mingling, people at a party. I saw people dressed in like tank tops and shorts, so it must be like summertime. And they're outside and it's nighttime and there's stars and the moon and people are holding drinks and they're laughing, they're having fun. And the fourth house is about family and home, domestic life. Maybe this is also a sign that we need to get out and share with each other, find like-minded people to share these emotions with, to talk about them, think through them. But let's read about Chiron. Chiron. There we go. Okay. Chiron cycle, 50 years, associated with Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we're going to have a Sagittarius, a full moon in Sagittarius later this month. Okay, that was just something I put together in my brain. But anyway, let's keep reading about Chiron. Chiron, known as the wounded healer, teaches from inner experience. It is the deepest vulnerability and pain. However, resilience and strength can result from working through the challenges. The bright side is holistic healing, inner knowledge, and integration. What? That's exactly what I was talking about right here. Integration. Integrating yourself. Focus. Oh my gosh. Focus on integration. Integrating the dark aspects of yourself with the light aspects of yourself. Instead of pushing away the darkness, embrace it. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm going to read that one more time because that was so awesome. Chiron, known as the wounded healer, teaches from inner experience. It is the deepest vulnerability and pain. However, resilience and strength can result from working through the challenges. So, it's our deepest vulnerability, right? And pain. However, resilience and strength can result from working through the challenges. Like a phoenix rising, perhaps? Whoa. That is so awesome. Bright side, holistic healing, inner knowledge, and integration. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my gosh. Protection and growth. You are protected. Don't worry. You're protected. You don't need to fear anything. Spirit has got your back. Your allies have got your back. Your guides have got your back. We've got your back. This is amazing. Perhaps that Sagittarius full moon is going to be really important for you. I think we should all maybe prepare a ritual for the Sagittarius full moon, a releasing ritual, or maybe choose an emotion or something that really challenges you the most, and then do a moon cleansing where you go outside and sit in meditation under the moonlight and focus on that emotion and embracing it and integrating it and loving it. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get just a couple more cards and then we'll call it a night. Or day, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. It's night where I'm at. Spirit, this is absolutely beautiful. This is just amazing. Thank you so much for coming through and bringing us these messages about integrating the dark sides of ourselves, about diving deep into our emotions and finding out where they came from. Everybody wants happiness, you know, but happiness, you gotta work up to that. True inner peace and happiness, you gotta work through the dark stuff first. You know, you gotta work through your Chiron. Wow. Oh my gosh. Spirit, any more advice or messages you would like to bring us, please? Any more advice or messages, please? Any more advice or messages for the collective? Any more advice or messages for us? Thank you. Betrayal? Interesting. Well, that looks like a bird. Like a phoenix. Okay, what else? Any more advice or messages, please? Any more advice or messages? Oh, perhaps you have some deep wounding around betrayal. Okay. Any more advice or messages, please? Thank you. And house. Something happened in your family? Did something happen with your family? In your house? This is going a little deeper than I thought, a little bit more personal. All of a sudden we're taking a very personal turn in the road here. Any more messages, please? Any more messages? Wow, okay. Yeah, you know, these cards that came out here are all pretty dark. I think that this is Spirit just saying any more messages. It's just reiterating, dive into the darkness. Find those like heart-wrenching memories and emotions that you feel. Like the kind of emotions you would feel during a betrayal. You know, there's lessons there. There's lessons there. And if you can look back and have gratitude for those events instead of animosity, if you can look back and, you know, namaste that shit, damn, that's how you're going to work through your Chiron. Okay? I think that's what Spirit's saying. Spirit's saying, you got to face this stuff. You got to face this darkness. Look, we've got the deceiver. We've got betrayal. And we've got what looks to be like a haunted house. Like, these feel like, I just got a flash in my mind of like another person's life. Like I'm in another person's body walking into their house. It's like interesting. It's like back in the 80s. It's not now, this time period. It's old time period. Like 1970s, 1980s. Maybe you were born in the 1970s. This is getting really personal all of a sudden. I think we should probably wrap this reading up. So, Spirit is saying, final message here. Focus on those dark things, those dark memories. Go there. Go there. Go there in your mind. Meditate on it. Revisit those scenes where you felt absolute betrayal, where you felt absolutely deceived. Where's the deceiver, right? Where you felt deceived, where you felt betrayed. Spirit wants you to go back to those places. Look, this is the dreams and incantations deck that I just pulled from. Spirit wants you to go back to those dark places, visit them, and work through them. Perhaps you can visualize or meditate doing something differently. Or just you being a third-person perspective and comforting yourself during those situations, so you can understand that there are lessons there. The darkness is a catalyst. Yeah, beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Oh. I'm like being really called to pull one more card. And I really want to pull one more card from an alphabet deck. Let's see what numbers come out. Okay, Spirit, any final messages, please? Can we get a letter? Can we get some letters? One more shuffle. Any final messages, Spirit, as we begin to close out this session? Any final words? Any final words? Z, L. Z and L. Z is the last letter of the alphabet, so that's death energy. Perhaps the letter L means something to you out there? Beautiful. All right, I think I'm going to close up this reading. What a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This was just absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to continue down this path of diving deep into our fears, our subconscious, and resolving these shadow aspects of ourselves while we've got this expressway into the deep subconscious, resolving spiritual challenges, right? Now is the time. The time is right. Let's do it. See you in the next reading. Thank you so much. Namaste.